and master would swap roles in the household. This ritual eventually melded with Norse myths and became a character known as the Lord of Misrule, which is still evident today in our Western culture and typified in Christmas pantomimes, where a leading male role is played by a woman and a leading female role is played by a man. Another integral part of the Saturnalia was the Juvenalia, which was the festival of children. This somewhat sweetened the whole celebration for children, especially during times when it was believed that children's blood was best for assisting in the battle for the sun. We are now brought back to the disturbing image of Father Christmas cutting young kids' throats. When the Roman Empire turned into the Holy Roman Empire, the emperor became the Holy Roman Emperor, i.e., the Pope. They simply couldn't have all of these pagans running around cutting children's throats on December 21st, so they outlawed the whole celebration. Needless to say, the cultures all over the Middle East and Europe that believed in child sacrifice developed deep cultural rituals to make it palatable to kill children. Such rituals as the practice of walking around town with a bowl of blood, drinking a lot of alcohol, singing songs of good health before every door, and making libations of blood to the land and trees. A bowl which was known as the wassail bowl. Wassail meaning well health. The Roman Catholics tried unsuccessfully to stamp out these rituals for over 100 years. They did not succeed until eventually they came up with the notion that if you can't beat them, join them. It was only after they decided to celebrate the birth of Christ on December 25th that the old practices became benign and Christian in practice. This led to the transformation from the sacrifice of children into gifts given to children, and the sack which was once used to carry the unfortunate remains of children turned into the bearer of gifts for the children. There are many other Christmas traditions that have less than Christian beginnings. Romans adopted festivities of different cultures related to the return of the harvest as they absorbed cultures into their empire. And later, after Christianity came to Rome, how Christmas was created to absorb those festivals and make them more benign within a Christian community. We have also seen the dark and sometimes sinister roots of old Father Christmas, Father Time, caroling, wassailing, and Christmas pantomimes. Other practices also had pagan roots, such as the mummers. It was believed that winter and darkness attracted evil spirits, so many rituals were devised that involved trying to purge the village of evil spirits. When we make loud noises at the entry into the new year with noisemakers, sirens, horns, and even pots and pans. Another belief from Saturnalia was the way we entered the new year would dictate the way the new year proceeds for us. If we are feasting and happy, such will be our fates in the new year. Another theme was rejuvenation, or the triumph of life over death. This was the reason for rituals such as trimming houses with green decorations for the season. A symbol of life in summer, the practice began by bringing evergreens into the house and decorating them with fruits or replicas of fruits such as apples and oranges to give the appearance of summer in the darkest part of the winter. These festivities had roots in many European cultures, the most famous of which is the Yuletide log ritual from Scandinavia. The meaning of the word Yule being festive. In some countries, it was believed that during the darkest part of winter, if you brought the fairies into your house for a warm breather, that your house would be blessed for that coming year. The items of greenery were considered to house many elementals or fairies, and the practice of putting out food and milk started here. However, if you kept the fairies or elementals in your house for too long, you could end up getting cursed. This melded with Christianity and became a reason why in some countries it is believed that to keep the decorations up longer than the 12 days of Christmas will bring bad luck. The 12 days of Christmas is in itself a compromise, a celebration of Christmas that covers the 12-day difference, which exists between the Roman Catholic Church's 25th of December and the Orthodox Church, who celebrate Christmas on January 6th. The Christians absorbed many pagan rituals by blessing them and incorporating them into Christian ceremonies. The berries and holly, for example, became a symbol of Christ's blood. In the 2nd century, the Church tried with little success to introduce St. Nicholas, the patron saint of children, who was a kindly Turkish saint, as the replacement for Odin, and all the other pagan gods related to the December pagan rituals. Dickens Dickens did much to enhance the Christmas celebrations with his wondrous ghostly tale, A Christmas Carol, in which his knowledge of both the origins of Christmas and its dark side is made clear with the ghosts of Christmas Present, who is dressed as Old Father Christmas and carries a rusty sword.
"Come in," exclaimed the ghost. "Come in and know me better, man." Scrooge entered timidly. "I am the ghost of Christmas Present," said the spirit. "Look upon me." Scrooge reverently did so. It was clothed in one simple green robe, a mantle bordered with white fur, and on its head it wore no other covering than a holly wreath, set here and there with shining icicles. Its dark brown curls were long and free as its genial face, its sparkling eye, its open hand, its cheery voice, its unconstrained demeanor, and its joyful air. Girded around its middle was an antique scabbard. No sword was in it, and the ancient sheath was eaten up with rust.
And under his garments are two small wreaths, named Want and Ignorance. Many of the cultures who adopted the benign St. Nicholas always included a dark side until he was transformed into the all-American Santa by Coca-Cola in the last century. Such is the power of advertising. What the church was unable to do in 1900 years was achieved by a soda pop in under 10 years.